come to you right here. Your father passed right here. No, right here in the back. Yep, right there in the pink. It looks like flowers or whatever the hell this is. Yep, can you stand up? No, not you, right here, with the glasses on, yes. Oh my God, everyone, it's always the person that doesn't stand up. Your father was, because listen, I might be talking to one person, but you gotta know, to me, it sounds like being in a crowded restaurant with all these souls talking. And right away, your father kept saying to me, I have to come through. And your father's a character. Because he just goes to me, holy shit, Matt, this is real. He goes, I would have never believed I could talk to a medium like this or connect like this. And your father was so thick-headed here in this world when I'm connecting with him. Because he, first of all, says to me, when I'm connecting with this man, right, he shows me that he pushed his body to the limits here in the physical world. He says to me, and Matt, he goes, you should have saw me back in the day. He goes, I was a workaholic, he tells me. He says, I used to pick shit up and put shit down. He says, let me tell you something, Matt. He goes, back when I was younger, because your father's taking this opportunity to brag, he tells me all the women wanted him. Did he used to tell you that here in this world? Because he's coming through, he goes, if you can tell my daughter that, if she could see me now, it's not like when I died. He goes, I'm dressed up. He's got the Old Spice on when I'm connected with him on the other side. Do you understand that? He says, yes. And let her know, he says, I got my hair back, he's showing me. Because it was like a bald spot, or the spot that was starting to go up here. Your father didn't think you noticed, by the way.
Oh, no, I did.
He says to me he used to comb it over.
Oh, well, and that's why he wore a hat all the time.
Oh, because he's going like this. I see him looking in the mirror, and he's going like this. And it's funny because he couldn't see it, but other people could. You know what I'm saying? Because I see him going and moving his hair. Your father goes like this to me. He says, Matt, please tell my daughter that I know how hard it is for her to talk to me like this. Because your dad was so tough here in this world that he shows me that he would get sick and he would bounce back. And he would get sick and he'd bounce back. And he says to me, Matt, he says, what I want to tell my daughter is that I wasn't even planning on dying, he says to me. He says that even though things didn't look good for me, he says the one thing is, he says, is that I always believed in myself. And I thought I had more time. He wants you to know that. Because by the time your dad actually had gotten sick, to the time that he had died, this all happened very quickly. And in the beginning, your father actually tells me he was misdiagnosed, and they didn't know that he was this sick. Do you understand that? Because I see your father in the beginning, like having issues with breathing when I'm connecting with him, and he had like this weird cough that he's telling me about. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Because I see your father going like this, like, and I see everybody saying like, you need to get that checked, and your father's like, yeah, I'm gonna go. Give me a couple days, I'm gonna go. He says to me, Matt, he says, it started off with thinking that I just had like a cold or the flu. He says, and then next thing you know, he says, I found out that this was really all within my body. So even though your dad got a limited time here in this world, he wants to thank you for the way that you rushed up to the front of the line, up to the plate to take care of him and to be there for him. You have no idea how much that means to him. He says to me, and Matt, in return, he tells me, I've been coming to visit her in her dreams. So have you gotten dreams of him? That's real. That's really your dad. He says to me this. Give her a round of applause. I'm also hearing David. Who's David? Dave or David? That's actually, I believe that person's still living here in this world.
Old boss?
Oh, shut the hell up. So was he connected with him at the end, or?
No, not really.
That's weird. I'm hearing that name when I'm connecting with him. So, and he's telling me he's watching over this person. So I don't know if this, because when souls bring up names of people who are still living, right? Doesn't mean anything bad, but a lot of times our loved ones, when someone's going through a situation or a struggle or whatever it may be, they may be watching over that person in spirit, and that's what I'm hearing. Know that one of the things that your dad is telling me is this. He says, Matt, if you could tell my daughter one thing, it's that I got to see everything that I wanted to see here in this world. He also tells me he came to get the dog from the other side as well. So that being said, the dog passed. Your dad says to me, he's here with me, he's here with me. So, and by the way, I don't know if it's a he or a she because I didn't look underneath, but please know that that dog is with your father. Because he says to me, Matt, I can't believe it. He says, even the pets made it to heaven.
I'm sorry.
What'd you do? Step on her?
I hit her head.
Listen, don't kill any more people than the people I have to hear from. I can't let anyone else die at this event. So know that one of the things that your father is saying to me is this. He says, Matt, he says, please tell my daughter that as hard as it was for you to say goodbye, your father said to me, at the very end of my life, I came to terms with my passing. And I was okay with it. He says, because I knew that you were going to be okay. And that's what I cared about the most. He says, so please don't think of me in my final moments and be upset. Because at the end, I know that you question if he could hear you. Because he tells me that at the end, he couldn't talk or couldn't communicate. Your father says, I heard every word. He says, so know that I'm always there. I am with you, and I am safe and at peace. All right? Give her a round of applause. I really hope that this helps you. Thank you.
you.
And I also have to